In the last video, we were doing some problems where the vehicles are traveling away from each other and how to solve the some problems dealing with distance, time, and speed. Okay, in such trips. Now we are going to see problems where the trip is going to start from a certain point. Okay, at the same time another person is drawing in that same different spot, and they are going to travel towards each other, and sometimes they are going to meet at a certain point, right, after a certain time, and we are going to find the distance or the speed that is required for the such travel. Okay, so they are starting at different point and they are moving towards each other, and they are going to meet each other at a certain time and at a certain distance. How to do this we are going to see. In such problems, the distance traveled by one person and the distance traveled by the other person, right, it's if it is added, then it's going to be the total distance between these two places. Okay, so in the return journey round trip problems, we saw, right, the distance of A is equivalent to distance of B, right. Here is going to travel towards each other and they are going to meet at a certain point. In such a case, D1 and D2 is going to giving the total distance traveled. Okay, so with this note we will move on to the problem. Gary started driving at 9 a.m. from city A towards city B. At a rate of 50 miles per hour. At a rate of 15 miles higher than Gary. So 50 plus 15 miles speed. Thomas started driving at the same time as John's from city B towards city A. If Gary and Thomas crossed each other at 11 a.m., what is the distance between the two cities? Okay, distance between the two cities. So they started at the same time, that is 9 a.m., and they met each other at a time, it is 11 a.m. So the time taken between for them to meet each other is 2 hours. Okay, so we know the timing now. So what we know is distance 1 plus distance 2 is going to be the total distance. Right, with that in mind, we'll start writing. It is 50 times 2, okay, plus 50 plus 15 is 65 times 2, it's going to be the distance. So the answer is 230 miles. This is the distance between the two cities A and B. Move on to the next problem. Two cyclists start at the same time from opposite ends of a course that is 45 miles long. One cyclist is riding at a speed of 14 miles per hour. Second is riding at 16 miles per hour. So they are traveling in opposite direction, and the distance between these two places is already given, that is 45. Okay, the distance between, that is D1 and D2 together, it is 45. Okay, So we have to find how long the time they'll meet each other. So it is T1 is 14 times T plus 16 times T, which is equal to 45. We know that distance is going to be the same, right? So it is going to be 45. So T is going to be 1.5 hours. So after 1.5 hours they will meet each other. Okay, next problem is two trains traveling towards each other. So these words are very, very important, noting that they are traveling towards each other, right? So those points we have to find from opposite stations or from the same station, or it is in the way sometimes they'll give the directions. Okay, all those words are key points. Okay, T1 and T2, they are traveling, and this, the total miles apart is 900 miles apart. They are starting at 4 p.m. 72 miles per hour. Second train is 78 miles per hour. What time they'll meet? So this is going to be the same formula, right? So what is T? Okay, so it's 4 p.m. and is there any other clue? Okay, we don't want, right? 72 T plus 78 T, which is equal to 900. So T is equal to 6 hours. 6 hours. Okay, so this is also a simple problem. We'll move on to the next one. The Thomas drove from his house to Sam's house at a speed of 80 km per hour. At the same time, Sam drove from his house to Thomas' house. After 3 hours, they were 40 km apart. This is a very trump card of this problem. If the distance between Thomas' house and Sam's house is 460 km, what was Sam's speed? So Thomas, okay, and then is Sam. Okay, Thomas is traveling at 80 km per hour. The same time Sam drove. After 3 hours they were 40 kilometers apart, and the distance between the two places is 460 km. So they didn't give the speed of the Thomas, okay, and they're asking for that speed. Okay, so but this what we need is one clue is there 40 km apart. So that is a very important clue because you have to imagine very clearly. So Thomas is traveling to Sam's house and Sam is traveling to Thomas' house. He is traveling at a speed of 80 km per hour, and he is traveling at a speed of 40. We doesn't know. We don't know. Okay, and after 3 hours they meet each other, but they are not meeting each other at the same point. They are meeting each other at a distance of 40 kilometers. Okay, after 3 hours they are at a distance of 40 kilometers between them, and they have traveled some distance. So okay, and the total distance is 460. Okay, that means D1 plus D2 is not 460. D1 plus 40 plus D2, which is equal to 460, which is very, very important in this problem. We have to concentrate. Okay, so when they are coming after 3 hours, normally they say after 3 hours they meet each other. So that means they have traveled the complete distance, right? So D1 plus D2 is equal to the total distance. But here after 3 hours they are still 40 kilometers apart from each other. So we have to add that 40 kilometers with the distance, then only it will be the total distance. After this is easy. Okay, so d1, so how you will find d1? It is 80 times 3, right, plus 40, plus what is d2? It is s times 3, right, which is equal to 460. Okay, so by sorting out, we can find s is equal to 60 kilometers per hour. So Sam's speed is 60 kilometers per hour. Okay, so all these problems we have to be very careful with the words. Sometimes there may be unnecessary information given in the problem, but sometimes the crucial information also is there in the problem in types of words, right? So we have to read it keenly and bring all the stuff inside the equation and then proceed with the whatever it is needed. Okay, so try these problems, repeat these problems 1 or 2 times, and let me know whether you have any difficulty in understanding these problems. Thank you for watching. Please share and subscribe my videos.